Who?
It's Will Morrison here with Team Board Wipe, and I played a deck with some cats today, and I guess I won a regional.
Meow.
Alright, so it's going to be 3 of each of the little ones. They're both really good. Abusing this a bajillion times a turn is great. And then this one always guaranteeing you can turn it into whatever you want for, as just a 1-card Xyz is also fantastic. It sucks when they get hand trapped though, but it is what it is. And then for hand traps in the main, I just played these. I thought they were the strongest ones for the current format. People still playing cash, super heavy, even the mirror match, all of these put in work. So these were the ones that I decided to play. The rest of them seemed less impactful to mediocre, so I decided not to. Instead of more hand traps, I did go with board breakers. 3 Santa Claus, because running into defensive things is actually super relevant and came up a lot today. And Kurikara, when it came up, it was really strong, and if it wasn't needed, it was just discard fodder for all the Purrely spells. But the fact that this summons in defense just lets you search so many cards and make a giant Noir off of happiness, and you can usually just win the game off of that. Even if the rest of their field has some sort of presence, you can make a giant Towers monster and then shuffle it away. And then I decided to go with the Dark World draw engine. For a little bit I was convinced the Rainbow Bridge one was better, but just it was a lot brickier, and if you see any one of these, it gets you to the rest of them and you keep going, and seeing the field spell isn't that important right away. It's better as something to find once you get into the grind game, I found out. And then for spells, the best and worst one, the one that lets you kill people and make plump, the one that lets you search your entire deck with happiness, and the one that's the bane of my existence, because this is the only other one I could find of it, so I had to go after a $100 card instead of just a 31. But hey, I won a regional with it, so worth it, right? These are all great in their own regard. Just remembering their effects, it can really catch people off guard if you just have something like this set and then you're like, oh, that can't be destroyed by battle now, and they kind of wasted their whole battle phase or things like that. So they're not always just used for summoning out more and as their material effects. Otherwise, all of those, 3 My Friend Purrely, search your deck every turn. It's really nice. Crazy cards like this have been limited in the past or more, so it's nice to be able to just search your deck every turn, and then if your opponent outs your stuff, to add stuff back. Really nice. And then just 1 field spell and 1 yeep. Probably half the day I didn't see this or search it. Just hands were okay, or I didn't see this or this, so it was always going for this so I could get recursion for the next turn, and then just play as is. It's a very good card though, and being able to put your stuff back for more playability later is really nice. It doesn't always come up, but when it does, it really matters. And then for the extra deck, we've got 1 happiness. I kind of want to play 2 now. Playing against cash, one of my opponents ripped it, and I did miss having it. I ended up winning the game anyways, but it would have been a lot easier if I could do this. Then 2 of these, I never summoned the second one, and this one I summoned once or twice, so this could potentially just be another copy of that. I just kind of saw some people were saying that they wanted a second copy of this, so I was like, alright, sure, we'll try it. And then 2 plump, this is great. Honestly, this could be a 3rd copy. This is just so fantastic, just being able to attach a bunch of stuff to it, not die, draw cards on your opponent's turn, and then just having another one to immediately go into the next turn if it gets outed is really nice. And 2 big chunky cat towers. It's just a really strong card. There's not much else to say about it. Putting your opponent's cards to the back of the deck as a quick effect, or the bottom of the deck, is just really strong. And then 2 birds, 1 to make Zeus, 1 to be obnoxious. I think I summoned these both individually. Usually this was just bait, so people would out it, and then I'd summon my Purrely Xyz, and then that makes Zeus with more materials anyways. And I think 2 out of the 3 times I summoned this, I ended up getting Nibiru'd, which was unfortunate. Against probably one of the only 2 people that did play Nibiru today. Shoutouts to that. Otherwise, Zeus material, the card. And then 2 Zeus, good card. you win games because of Zeus. That hasn't changed. And then I played Excel, Stardust, and Baron in case you Gamma someone on your turn and you can summon that. It pretty much guarantees you're going to win that game. It only came up once, and I got this far and then got Nibiru'd, and which did arguably win me the game. So, I mean, maybe I'll cut this, maybe I'll leave it, not sure. And then this never came up, but theoretically it's an out to Floodgates or any other problem cards. It takes 2 fairies to make and then tributes a fairy to get rid of something. So theoretically you can have stuff like Skill Drain or any other problematic stuff, and you don't even have to get rid of it if you're just summoning a bunch of the little cats. So that is it for the extra deck. I might consider playing like the rank 1 Princess Sprite instead of like Ensemble or something, but the issue I had with getting nibbed is largely the same, so I don't know whether it was a better choice or not. Otherwise, side deck was 3 Ash. This was for Branded, just knowing what people around the area like to play. I figured there'd be a lot of it. I got more support in the last set, so played 3 of that. 3 Tactics. It's just a really good going first card. Shoutouts to Ethan. It does what it does. Card's gonna be good forever. 3 Dark Ruler. This is mostly here because Super Heavy Samurai sets up a big spooky board, and this card beats the cameraman.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Duster and 2 Storms for back row decks. These never came in. I never really played against any. And then the last were 3D Barrier. This is the other, just, you know, your opponent doesn't get to play a card going first. Shoutouts to Pack TCG for a lot of this list is kind of where I pulled it from. It just, honestly, it seemed like the best list to move into the new format as is, with a lot of people playing Cash, a lot of people playing Purrely. A lot of this stuff is just good against Sprite as is anyways. Super Heavy was honestly the scariest thing, so yeah.
Sponsors.
Yeah, shoutouts to sponsors and all that, and to all of my team board wipe members that I think are sick right now. I pay attention sometimes, guys, I swear, even though I don't live up there with you.
Shoutouts to me.
Yeah, shoutouts.
He 2-0'd me game 2. I had the win in the bag and punted it because I had Prohibition. Did not call Dark Ruler.
And then he got Dark Ruler. It was pretty good. I won that game. It was nice. But yeah, shoutouts to that. And shoutouts to my wife. Gonna go spend time with her later. And shoutouts to Izzy.
In Montana.
Won a regional. It's time to duel.
Jeez.